Hey guys, Kurt from Time Machine Transport. So obviously everybody's watching the riots and um, how disgusting it is, and people just going crazy, man. But so I was talking to Sarah, my wife, yesterday, and said, you see all these people that are looting and rioting and just destroying their cities. Uh, I said, they're the government's not stupid. Obviously, this is all obviously a false flag. But all them people that were at the riots, you could just see them, selfieing themselves, taking selfies and doing video and taking pictures of all the devastation. If those people don't think that the government is not tracking their phones, they're idiots. So a lot of these cities, excuse me, including Wisconsin, Milwaukee had a curfew, and here in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where we live, they had a curfew at 8:30 last night. There was some stuff that went out on Facebook or whatever. Bring garbage bags and book bags and everything because they're going to start looting businesses. But my point of this video is, if you don't think that they're tracking people's phones, especially when they invoke curfews and whatnot, is the government going to, obviously go and incarcerate every person that was there? Maybe, who knows? Maybe they're going to eliminate them because they obviously are going towards more population reduction. So if you're every one of those people, I would almost guarantee or put a large, put a huge bet on it that they every person at the riots or the protests had their phones on them. So if they say that for this fake smokescreen pandemic, they're talking about maybe a second wave coming or whatever the case is. And they say that they can track your phone if you've come in contact with somebody with COVID. So you figure there's hundreds of thousands of people that have attended these riots, I'm sure, and that are going to continue to riot, and they have their phones on them. So if they can track our phones, which everybody believes they can, they're going to track every single one of them people during the riots and say you have to go into quarantine, not your house quarantine, but in a hospital, and then you just disappear. You died of the pandemic, right? The COVID smoke screen. Excuse me. So I don't know what people are thinking. If like I said, if you have your phone on you, man, they're going to come for you. They will come for you. And they're going to come for your family, because if everybody was in close proximity to each other, and even wearing those paper masks or the cloth masks or the foam masks, that stuff doesn't. I've already done in one of my videos. That stuff it does not filter air. So now these rioters, these thugs, these thieves, not the ones that are out there peacefully protesting, but the ones that are out there smashing, windows and breaking into businesses and so on and so forth. When those people get back home, they're going to supposedly infect the people that live in their household, and then so on and so on and so on. So now you're going to take hundreds of thousands of people that have their phones on them that are being tracked, and the government can just go ahead and start round. And it won't happen now, obviously. I mean, hopefully these riots stop. I don't think so. I think they're going to invoke martial law for a couple months now. It's coming. No, nobody wants to put a date on it, obviously. And if you don't think it's coming, you're blind. YouTube is the best source of news out there, because we're all looking at stuff that other people are not looking at. So if this rioting does happen, which I don't think it will, or when they do invoke martial law on us, which is obviously apparent now they're going to do it, then once you're locked up, or you have martial law and you have curfews from, 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon till 5 or 6 a.m. the next day. That's going to give them that's going to give them a window to go ahead and go to the person's house that had their phone on them during the protest and say, well, you were in this area and you were protesting and you were out after curfew, so you need to come with us. And any family member, because of the COVID thing, any family member that you came in contact with, we know because your phone was near this phone and their phone was near this other phone, and so on and so on and so on. So now we're going to take all those people with us, your children, your brother, your mom, your dad, your sister, whatever the case is. You're giving them the ammunition because you wanted to take selfies and get video and take pictures of your damage and devastation that you guys have caused to these cities. And I'm not talking about the peaceful protesters, obviously, but even the peaceful protesters, they'll say, well, you guys were in close proximity to each other, so we're going to have to take you away. Your phone, you shouldn't take your phone with you, man. I mean, that's, we bought a couple, I won't say what we did, but anyways, they won't be able to track our phones with what we have. Anyways, so you need to think twice. I mean, it's too late. I mean, if you've already attended these protests or this looting and rioting and whatever, if you've already attended it, it's too late. Continue to take your phone. But if you're thinking about going to the protests or the riots or the looting, think twice. Go ahead and do it, but don't bring your phone. I mean, don't do it, period. But if you are, because you're a knucklehead, go ahead and just leave your phone at home, because they will track it and you will be locked up and you probably will never be seen again. So hundreds of thousands of people at these riots and these protests and these demonstrations, and then it's encouraging more people and more people and more people to attend. Now every rioter that goes home say they supposedly are in contact with 3 or 4 other people, and then those people are in touch with 3 or 4 other people, and so on and so on and so on. Now there you go. There you go to the Georgia Guidestones. Bring the population down to 500 million, and there you go. Their population reduction. This is obviously planned. And on the whole Floyd thing, they purposely drug him out of that squad car to place him on the ground. It was strategic. I mean, they could have kept him out of view of the cameras, but they brought him and brought him right to the rear of the vehicle so everybody could see the sacrifice. And that's what it was. It was a sacrifice. They need to do this for the population reduction. So, anyways, if you have damaged property and stole, shame on you. If you're peacefully protesting, more power to you, man. But don't think that they're not tracking your phones. Don't be a dumpski, because they are tracking it. So anyways, I got to get going. I just want to do a short video on it. Watch your phones, man. Watch your phones. That's the way they're going to do it, to track you and to arrest you and to pretty much eliminate you. So anyways, I hope this video was informative, and I hope it finds you and your family well. Please like and subscribe the video. Please like and subscribe the channel. God bless you. Ciao.